reading values from a graph, very short video that will help you to accurately read numerical values from a graph and give meaning to your readings by adding correct SI units. These questions can be asked in any test or exam, whether you have to draw a graph or not. Sometimes a graph is provided for you during an assessment, and then you will definitely be asked, as one of the skills that you need to master is to read values correctly from a graph. We will start with a very straightforward level 1 or 2 example, and we will show you some basic guidelines that you can use to read off values correctly from a graph. This is a graph showing the relationship between pressure, so this is gas pressure, and gas temperature. Please take note of the SI units that is written on the x-axis and the y-axis, because you will have to write your answers using these correct SI units on the axis unless otherwise instructed. So always read your questions carefully. We find the question in the top right-hand corner of your screen. Find the pressure of helium gas at 280 Kelvin. So we will start with this given value. That is where we will start, this 280 Kelvin. Temperature Kelvin is on the x-axis, so we will try and find this 280 Kelvin on the x-axis. That is step 1. Then you need to draw a dotted line using a colored highlighter or a colored pen, straight line all the way until it meets the graph. Then from where it meets the graph, so your dotted line will meet the green line there. Now you need to draw a horizontal line until it intercepts the y-axis, the next axis. And then you need to read off your answer very precisely. And my answer is 55 Pascal. So that is my final answer. Question like this go for 2 marks. You get 1 mark for showing the dotted lines. If you don't show your dotted lines, you won't get that mark. And then 1 final mark for your correct answer and using the correct SI unit. So this is a straightforward level 1 or 2 question. Next example, we still have the experiment of pressure against temperature. We still measure the pressure in Pascal and we still measure the temperature in Kelvin. This time, the question in the right-hand top corner, they ask us to find the temperature of helium gas at 60 Pascal. So 60 Pascal is given to us. So this is also just a normal level 1 or 2 question. Nothing challenging about this question. You start with your given value of 60 Pascal and you find that on your graph. Then you use any colored highlighter or pen, something that you can show that the marker, the person that marks your test or exam, will clearly see this dotted line. And then once your dotted line meets the graph, then you need to go down with your dotted line until it cuts the next axis. So you can see that your last dotted line cuts the x-axis at 300. So that will be the correct answer of 300 Kelvin. This question moves now to level 3. And the distance is if you look on the y-axis, now we bring in the scientific notation, times 10 to the power 2. So all of you have learned what this means in junior school. It means you need to take your answer and times it by 10 to the power 2. It means that all of these values on the y-axis needs to be multiplied by 10 to the power 2. Also, take note of the SI units. Remember, that's always important. So you have kilometers on your y-axis and seconds on your x-axis. So, before we start with the question, remember, there are special times 10 to the power 2 scientific notation here, and that means that all of these numbers on the y-axis is actually times 10 to the power 2. First question. Find the distance a stellar object travels in 2,4 seconds. Now guys, a stellar object, some of them move very, very, very fast. So that is why we can measure the distance that they travel in kilometers every second. So they're very fast objects. And the question further instructs us to write your answer in meters. So alarm bells must go off in your head, because the SI unit on the y-axis is not meters but in kilometers. So you will need to do some conversion. And that is why this question is not just a normal level 1 or 2 question, but is now moving to a level 3, because the answer is not straightforward and you will need to apply the scientific notation, this times 10 to the power 2 and the kilometers, in order to get the answer. Now, let's start at the beginning. You always start with the given value. So the given value was 2,4 seconds. That was the value given in our question. That is where you start. So you go and you find 2,4 on your graph, 2,4 seconds. You draw your dotted line and then you read off the value on your y-axis. Now the question is the answer 4,5 kilometers? Well, it is not, because you have to apply the times 10 to the power 2, and the question clearly instructed you to write your answer in meters. So we need to move a little bit further with this 4,5. We need to add that times 10 to the power 10, and we can see from the graph that the unit is kilometers. So 4,5 times 10 to the power 2, you've learned in junior school that is equal to 450 kilometers. But remember, we need to convert this to meters, and that is your correct final answer. A question like this will go for 3 marks. How do we mark it? Well, you always get 1 mark. You always get 1 mark for your dotted lines. So for these nice dotted lines on the screen, you'll get 1 mark. Then you'll get your second mark for applying the scientific notation, and your third and final mark will be for your correct answer in meters. Question 2. Calculate the time it takes an object to travel 200 meters. So let me just clear the screen a little bit. So now the given value is 200 meters. Now we don't have meters on our graph, we have kilometers. So the first thing that we need to do is we need to take that 200,000 meters and convert it to 200 kilometers. But still, if you look at the values on your y-axis, you don't have 200s. It only starts at 0 and it ends at 8. But remember that you have this times 10 to the power 2 on the left-hand side. So 200 kilometers is equal to 2 times 10 to the power 2 kilometers. So that times 10 to the power 2, that is represented already in the bracket there. So you are just looking for 2 times 10 to the power 2 kilometers. So this 2 is there on your graph. So you identify that 2, you draw your dotted line straight down, and you'll see that you got 1,08 seconds. Again, this question goes for 3 marks because you had to do some conversion. You had to use your scientific notation to find the correct answer. So this question will also be for 3 marks. Last graph. This graph showing the relationship between the distance and time a stellar object travels in space. These objects travel very fast, and that is why we can measure distance in kilometers per minute. So these objects don't travel kilometers per hour, but kilometers per second or kilometers per minute. Always, before you start, look at the SI units on your axis and look if you can find any scientific notation like you can here. So again, because we have scientific notation, because we will have to convert time from minutes, seconds, kilometers to meters. This is also a level 3 question. Let's start with question 1. Find the distance a stellar object travels in 80 seconds. Now remember that your unit on the x-axis is not seconds but minutes. So my first step will be to take this 8 seconds and convert it to minutes, 1,33 minutes. So you need to be able to correctly convert, and that will give you a mark. So you need to start with the given value, which is 1,33 minutes, and you will start your dotted line there at 1,33 minutes. And then read off your value where your dotted line crosses again the y-axis. So you get an answer of 2,5. Is that 2,5 kilometers? No, remember, you have to apply the scientific notation. So you have to bring that in as well. So that answer of 2,5 is not the final answer. You need to multiply it with the scientific notation shown in the bracket. So that is 2,5 times 10 to the power 2. You learned in junior school that your comma shifts 2 places to the right. So that gives you an answer of 250 kilometers. So that question is also for 3 marks. Next question. They ask us to find the time the stellar object travel in 650 meters. How long will it take this stellar object to travel 650 meters? Again, we don't have meters on our graph, we have kilometers. So 650 meters is equal to 650 kilometers. Again, on our graph, the scale only runs from 0 to 8. And the reason for that is this scientific notation. That scientific notation is times 10 to the power 2. So you need to rewrite your answer, 650 kilometers. You need to rewrite it so that it has this times 10 to the power 2. And then you'll see, oh, so that is 6,5 on my graph. So you draw your dotted lines where 6,5 is on your y-axis. Remember, it must cross your graph there, the green line, and then you go down and then you read off the correct answer here on the x-axis is 3,5 minutes. Remember, this is 3,5 minutes, guys, but the answer clearly instructed you to write your answer in seconds. So the last mark will be for taking that 3,5 minutes times it, multiply it with 60 to then get your final correct answer in seconds.